says bikinis are only for women in their 20s? How many times have you stood in front of the mirror and thought, I'm over 50. Maybe bikinis just aren't for me anymore. The wrinkles, the changes in our bodies, the judgmental looks. We've all felt them. But here's the truth. A bikini was never about showing off a perfect body. It's about confidence. It's about freedom. And it's about loving yourself at every age. And today, we're going to dive into exactly why women over 50 don't just deserve to wear bikinis. They can wear them with pride and elegance. Have you ever asked yourself, I'm over 50. Am I really still supposed to wear a bikini? I used to ask myself the exact same thing. I remember when I was 55. After almost 20 years, I finally put on a bikini again during a family trip to Santa Monica Beach. At first, I felt so self-conscious. I thought everyone would stare at me, maybe even laugh. But then I realized no one cared. Everyone was busy enjoying their own time. And the best part, I felt free, youthful, and honestly happier than I had in years. The truth is, beauty doesn't disappear at 50. It simply changes. Wrinkles, stretch marks, or a softer belly. Those aren't flaws. They're proof of a life well lived. According to a survey by AARP, more than 63% of women over 50 said they feel more confident in themselves now than when they were younger. Isn't that powerful? Confidence becomes the most beautiful accessory we can wear. So let me ask you, when was the last time you wore a bikini? And how did you feel in it? Here in the US, there's a growing movement called ageless fashion. Fashion no longer belongs only to the young. Brands like Lands' End, Athleta, and Somersault are creating collections specifically designed for women over 40 and 50. In fact, Glamour magazine reported that 42% of American women between 50 and 70 believe they dress better now than they did in their 30s. That tells us something important. Style has no age limit. The only limit is our own confidence. Imagine this. If a brand released a bikini line just for women over 50, would you be willing to try it? But it's not only about fashion. Wearing a bikini is also about fully enjoying life. When you slip into a bikini, you're not just putting on swimwear, you're making a statement. I love myself and I deserve to feel good. According to research from Mayo Clinic, moderate sun exposure actually boosts vitamin D, lifts your mood, and strengthens your bones. And what better way to soak in the sun than in a comfortable bikini that lets you breathe and move freely? I'll never forget a trip to Hawaii when I turned 60. I went with a group of friends, and at first I was the only one who dared to wear a bikini. My friends covered up, wore long layers. But when they saw how much fun I was having, how confident I felt, they decided to try too. That day, we took a group photo in bikinis, and one of my friends told me later, for the first time in 20 years, I felt like I was truly living for myself. So let me ask you again. Would you rather spend this summer hiding behind layers, or would you choose freedom, confidence, and joy in a bikini? And if you're now wondering, okay, but what kind of bikini actually works best for women over 50? Don't worry. That's exactly what we're about to dive into next. Now that we know why women over 50 should absolutely wear bikinis, the next big question is, which styles actually work best for us? Let me start with one of my personal lifesavers, the high-waist bikini. I'll be honest, I've had 3 kids, and my belly is not what it used to be. But the first time I slipped into a black high-waist bikini at age 58, I was shocked. It pulled everything in just enough, gave me a smoother waistline, and most importantly, I felt comfortable sitting, walking, and even playing with my grandkids. According to Edited's 2022 swimwear report, sales of high-waist bikinis among women over 45 jumped by more than 30% compared to the year before. Clearly, I'm not the only one who loves them. So let me ask you, would you feel more confident in a low-rise bottom or in a high-waist style that gives you comfort and elegance? Another great option is the tankini. It's the perfect middle ground, more coverage than a bikini top, but way more flexible than a one-piece. I remember wearing a navy tankini during a beach trip to Florida. I could swim, run around, play frisbee with my grandkids, all without worrying about anything slipping out of place. A survey by Swimwear 365 found that 1 in 4 women over 50 prefer tankinis for exactly that reason. They're versatile and age-friendly. If you were packing for a family vacation tomorrow, would you reach for a bikini set or a tankini for that extra confidence? Now, here's one of my favorite tricks. Bikinis with a cover-up. Ladies, sometimes it's not about hiding. It's about adding elegance. A sheer kimono, a flowy linen shirt, or even a lightweight scarf can instantly transform a simple bikini into a resort-worthy outfit. I own a long white sheer cover-up, and whenever I throw it over my burgundy bikini, I feel like I could walk straight into a luxury hotel lobby and order a glass of wine. According to the Business of Fashion, resort wear sales have been growing by about 15% every year, and a big part of that comes from women in their 50s, 60s, and beyond. What about you? Do you usually bring a chic cover-up when you travel, or do you just grab a towel and go? Of course, we can't forget about colors and patterns. Bright neon might be fun, but I've found that darker tones, jewel shades, and soft pastels are timeless. They're classy, flattering, and they never go out of style. Prints matter too. Smaller polka dots, vertical stripes, or delicate florals create a slimming, elegant effect. Personally, I feel my best in a deep burgundy bikini. It's bold, but not loud. A report from BOEF showed that 60% of women over 50 prefer solid colors or simple prints instead of flashy patterns. So tell me, what colors make you feel most confident? Do you stick with classic black, or do you like to experiment with softer tones? And finally, let's talk about subtle but sensual designs. We don't need plunging necklines or extreme cutouts to feel attractive. Sometimes a one-shoulder strap, a small side cutout, or crisscross straps are all it takes to add a little modern flair. Last summer, I wore an emerald green one-shoulder bikini, and my daughter told me, "Mom, you look chic." Not young, not trying too hard, just chic. And at my age, that's the best compliment I could ask for. According to Women's Wear Daily, about 38% of women over 50 choose bikinis with small cutouts or asymmetrical designs because they strike the perfect balance between trendy and tasteful. Would you be open to trying a one-shoulder style or a soft cutout if it meant looking effortlessly stylish without going over the top? So we've explored a whole range of bikini styles: high waist, tankini, chic cover-ups, timeless colors, and even subtle, playful designs. But here's the real question. How do you actually choose the right bikini for your body and your lifestyle? That's exactly what we'll dive into in the next section. When it comes to picking out a bikini, it's not just about style. At our age, comfort, confidence, and practicality matter just as much. Over the years, I've learned a few tips that make all the difference, starting with fabric, adding the right accessories, and most importantly, embracing body positivity. Let's begin with fabric. The right material can completely change the way a bikini feels. Look for something that stretches, supports, and dries quickly, like nylon blended with spandex or polyester with elastane. I'll never forget the time I bought a cheap swimsuit. The moment I stepped into the pool, the fabric sagged, and I spent the whole afternoon adjusting it instead of enjoying myself. After that, I decided to invest in better quality, and the difference was night and day. The bikini held its shape, gave me gentle support, and dried in minutes. According to Consumer Reports in 2021, 72% of American women over 50 said they're willing to pay more for bikinis with better stretch and support. Let me ask you, when you shop for swimwear, do you focus more on the design? Or do you care most about how the fabric actually feels on your body? Next, let's talk about accessories. A bikini can look twice as good when it's paired with the right finishing touches. A wide-brimmed hat doesn't just protect your skin, it instantly adds elegance. Sunglasses shield your eyes while giving you that movie star vibe. Simple jewelry, like a dainty pearl necklace or small earrings, can add a touch of femininity without being overwhelming. And of course, flat sandals keep you stylish and comfortable while walking on sand. Personally, I love wearing my pastel bikini with a beige sun hat and leather sandals. Even when I'm just by the backyard pool, I feel like I'm at a resort in the Caribbean. According to Statista in 2022, the US beach accessories market hit 1.2 billion, and women over 50 made up about 25% of luxury hat and sunglasses purchases. What about you? If you had to pick just one accessory for a beach day, would you choose a sun hat for protection or sunglasses for that extra bit of style? And finally, perhaps the most important tip, body positivity. We need to let go of the idea that there's only one kind of bikini body. At 50, 60, or even 70, our bodies tell a story. Every wrinkle, every stretch mark is proof of a life fully lived. I used to compare myself to magazine models and thought I could never pull off a bikini. But as I got older, I realized that the only thing that matters is how I feel in what I wear. A bikini doesn't need to transform me into someone else. It just needs to make me feel like the best version of myself. According to AARP in 2020, 65% of women over 50 in the US said they want to see models of diverse body types and ages in bikini ads. That tells us loud and clear, beauty doesn't belong to one body type. It belongs to every confident woman. So let me ask you, have you ever hesitated to wear a bikini because you thought your body wasn't good enough? And if you found one that truly made you feel confident, would you finally give it a try? So here's the takeaway. Choosing the right bikini is about fabric that supports you, accessories that elevate your style, and most of all, the mindset that your body is already worthy. And that brings us to something even more inspiring. The real-life stories of women over 50 who've embraced bikinis and become role models for confidence at any age. That's what we'll explore next. Sometimes, nothing speaks louder than real-life stories. Let me tell you about Mary, a 65-year-old woman from Florida. For years, she only wore one-piece swimsuits because she felt self-conscious about how her body had changed with age. But one summer, during a family beach trip, she decided to do something bold. She put on a bikini for the first time in decades. At first, she was nervous. She worried people might judge her, whisper, or laugh. But when she stepped onto the sand, the opposite happened. Strangers smiled, her family cheered, and her daughter told her, "Mum, you're the reason I feel brave enough to wear a bikini in my 40s. From that moment, Mary realized that her choice wasn't just for herself. It gave courage to her friends too. Let me ask you, do you believe a simple choice, like wearing a bikini, could inspire your daughter or your best friend to feel more confident? Mary's story isn't unique. One of the most famous examples is Christie Brinkley. At 68, she still posts photos in bikinis, graces magazine covers, and proudly represents what we call age-positive fashion. In a 2021 interview with People magazine, she said, "Age is just a number. Confidence is the real beauty." And she's right. That message resonates far beyond her personal story. On Instagram, the hashtag #AgePositive has been used in over 1.5 million posts, showing just how powerful this movement has become. So, I want to ask you, if a supermodel can proudly wear a bikini at 68, why shouldn't we feel free to do the same at 50 or 60? I've had my own moment too. When I turned 60, I went to Hawaii with a group of friends. I was the only one in a bikini. The others covered up with layers and towels. But after seeing how happy and carefree I was, they decided to try too. That afternoon, we took a group photo in bikinis, laughing like teenagers. Later, one of my friends told me, "For the first time in 20 years, I felt like I was truly enjoying the beach as myself." What about you? Have you ever inspired someone else just by being confident? And if so, what moment made you realize it? The truth is, many women still hesitate. A 2020 survey from the Today Show found that more than 50% of women over 55 in the US admitted they felt nervous about wearing swimwear in public. But here's the hopeful part. That same year, AARP reported that 35% of women over 60 had worn a bikini at least once in the past 5 years, a number that's double what it was back in the 1990s. That tells us things are changing. Society is slowly becoming more open, and women our age are finding their confidence again. These stories remind us that confidence doesn't just change the woman who wears it, it spreads. One woman's choice to step into a bikini can inspire her daughter, her friends, even strangers at the beach. And now, it's time we talk about breaking down the outdated stereotypes that have held so many women back from embracing that freedom. For so long, society has told us that bikinis are only for the young, for women with toned abs and smooth skin. But the truth is, a bikini isn't about age. It's about freedom, confidence, and self-love. Every woman, at any stage of life, deserves that. I remember walking along the beach in California one summer, wearing a teal bikini. I hesitated at first, wondering if people might stare. And then something surprising happened. A young woman came up to me and said, "I love your confidence. I hope I can be like you someday." That moment made me realize something important. Sometimes, it's not about young women being admired. It's about them admiring the courage of older women who choose to live authentically. According to a YouGov America survey in 2021, 47% of women over 50 in the US believe fashion should never be limited by age. So let me ask you, do you agree that bikinis shouldn't be a privilege of youth, but a choice for anyone who loves herself enough to wear one? And then there's the matter of how our bodies change with time. Wrinkles, stretch marks, softer curves. Many people call them flaws. But I've learned to see them as markers of a life well lived. I used to be embarrassed by the stretch marks I had after giving birth. But then I reminded myself, This body carried my children. How could I be ashamed of that? According to AARP in 2020, 58% of women over 60 said they've learned to accept their bodies more as they've aged. Dove's Real Beauty campaign said it best. Real beauty is embracing every line, curve, and story on your body. What about you? When you see the lines and marks on your body, do you see flaws? Or do you see proof of your strength and your journey? Of course, the stereotypes don't stop there. For decades, ads and media tried to convince us that only young, slim women belonged in bikinis. But that narrative is finally changing. Major brands are now featuring women over 50 in their swimwear campaigns. Even Sports Illustrated Swimsuit, long known for showcasing 20-something models, put women over 50 on their cover in 2022. And according to Forbes, online searches for swimwear for women over 50 have grown by 160% in just the last 2 years. Society is shifting, and the demand for celebrating mature beauty is louder than ever. So let me ask, if big fashion brands are finally changing to honor women our age, why should we still hold ourselves back with old stereotypes? By breaking down these outdated ideas, we see bikinis for what they truly are, not a symbol of youth, but a declaration of confidence and self-love. And now, it's time to bring it all together. To reflect on the lessons we've learned, so that every woman at every age can wear her bikini with pride. Age has never defined style. Confidence is the most elegant thing you can ever wear. So this summer, I encourage you, treat yourself to a new bikini. Walk along the beach or relax by the pool with a smile on your face and freedom in your heart. Because every moment you embrace your confidence, you prove that beauty truly has no age. And if you believe that women over 50 can absolutely shine in a bikini, drop me a heart in the comments and share this video with a friend who could use a little encouragement. Oh, and before you go, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Not just to catch the next video, but to be part of a community of confident, elegant, and inspiring women who are rewriting what it means to age beautifully.